Hi guys, it's Keely, and I know I haven't made a YouTube video in forever, or a video at all in forever, but my life has been quite different since the last time you saw me, which was last Halloween, making a really bad clown video. And you'll hear Scully, my St. Bernard, crying because she's jealous she's not on the camera. But I thought I would just come on here and you can see my cat's head just popping in and out of there. And out. So it's kind of a serious topic today I wanted to talk about. I never kind of talk about this really, but it is mental illness, and I have suffered greatly from it the past year especially. There's no reason why it came to fruition. There's no reason why it took a really bad toll on me. I've had it ever since I was about 10. I had traumatic stuff happen when I was 10 or 11, so that led to an anxiety life, I guess, and the life that I live now, which is very anxiety ridden. But yes, so I'm here just to talk about how to deal with that and how I try and deal with it, and maybe give you guys some tips on how you can work with your anxiety. I know all anxiety isn't the same, and it all is different, honestly. We all have different problems. We all have different things that we're going through that give us anxiety, short-term, long-term, whatever it is. That's just how it goes. So I have kind of like a long-term anxiety that I've had since I was 10 or 11, and it's kind of like a constant worry I have, a constant like pumping in my chest I have. It's like I'm constantly worried about everything. I'm worried about what people think about me. Not really anymore. I'm kind of like, who cares? Like my body, as in like my arms and parts of my body are covered in tattoos that I know people don't like scary tattoos. Like for instance, I have just like cool, amazing art done on me, like witches and stuff like that, and I'm very proud of them, and that actually helps my anxiety. I'll get into that a little later, but and plus I'm touching my hair a lot because when I'm anxious I touch my hair, so you're gonna see all my little ticks in here. If I blink a lot, I'm sorry. But yes, so I've had anxiety for the longest time, and through medication I was on citalopram probably until a year or two ago. It had worked great. It worked fine through high school. If I had any problems, I would just go to the doctors. They would give me a higher dose and I would be good to go. I'd be set. I wouldn't have any kind of anxiety. I could go to the cafeteria and I could eat. I could be with my friends. I could be myself. And I didn't have the constant panicky feeling in my chest. But when I did, and I started getting panic attacks at night through grade 11 and 12, they started giving me Ativan, which is what calms you down. You put a pill under your tongue and you take it once in a while whenever you need it, and it calms you down. So that's kind of how it went, and then I upped it again, the medication, to the highest dose it could possibly go to. And then one summer, I just kind of hit me, like it stopped working. I was sad. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I wasn't myself. And this is, oh my God, this is last summer that this happened. Last summer is when it all kind of came crashing down to me. And I had to go to the doctor, and he prescribed me a new medication for anxiety. And obviously it's hard to change from one medication to the other because your body's used to being on one for 10 years, or almost 10 years, and then all of a sudden it switches to another one. But my sister had been on it, my aunt had been on it, so it kind of seemed like a thing to do because, you know, everyone in my family's tried it and it's really worked for them, so I'm gonna give it a try because I'm kind of desperate. So I started it, and then a certain dose of it gave me like really bad thoughts. I couldn't shower, couldn't get up. I was very irritable. Like I couldn't hang around people, family, anything. Like I was just negative, and something was wrong. Like I felt like something was wrong. I felt very sad, and like nothing was gonna get better. I started thinking about my parents because they had passed when I was younger. That's the traumatic event. So I kept thinking of them, I kept watching videos of them, I kept crying, I kept just like pounding this stuff on me, and it kept coming out. So what I ended up having to do was actually go to the hospital and tell them that something was wrong with me, I can't fix it, and that's something that nobody ever wants to do, especially me. I never wanted to bring myself into the hospital to say something is wrong, I feel crazy, I feel like something bad is gonna happen to me. I wasn't self-harming, thank God I wasn't self-harming, but the thought of if I went to bed and I didn't wake up, that wasn't the bad thought. I don't want to cry because that's kind of really hard to talk about. But that was the worst to the extent is where if I went to bed and didn't wake up, I was okay with that. And I'm not okay with that, like on like a regular level, because that's horrible. Like my life is only here once. Scully's gonna be rampaging in the back. But your life, thank you for the support. Your life is only here once, and I can't imagine not being here. So it is hard, but that's the thought that went through my mind. So I was taken to the hospital, and they put me in kind of like a mental illness unit where it's just no doors. Scully, I hear you, okay? Your problems are next. Like, no swinging, no door locks, so people are all open and free to walk around this little kind of circle corridor, and I felt insane because the people that were in there actually truly had like more than just anxiety. They had like schizophrenia, they had deep-rooted depression, or I'm not sure what they had, honestly, but people were meowing at me. It was a kind of like a really scary moment to be in. This sounds funny now, I can make fun of it, that the woman was meowing at me and calling me kitty cat and throwing her money in the trash. I was scared she was gonna come in my room because we had no locks on the doors, but it made me feel like I was crazy, and that's where I was meant to be, was like a mental illness ward, because that's how bad it got. Scully, this is not your story to tell. And through that, I waited and I saw a psychiatrist for the first time. I'd never been to one ever since my parents passed. I never wanted to see one. I never had anything to talk about, apparently. But as soon as he came in, it was like talking about parents. I feel like this, I feel this way, this way, this way. So he said, okay, I'm gonna diagnose you with depression, which I had never been diagnosed with before. So that was a lot to hear, depression. Like, I see commercials where people can't do anything and can't, I'm like, oh my God, just snap out of it. Like, are you serious? What's wrong with you? Just get up and go out and do something. But it's so much more than that, and people don't realize that depression is so much more than just getting up and going out and doing something. Like, I can barely get out of bed sometimes. So he changed me onto a super hardcore medication to take me off the other one, which is called Remeron, which made me, this is around like last winter time, like maybe January, something like that. It made me super out of it. I was loopy, I slept in really late, I was really nauseous. I was really kind of like mean, like I was really irritable, especially more now. I gained a lot of weight. I'm 5'2", maybe and a half. I'm gonna give that half there just to make it sound a little better. And I weighed probably like 130 pounds. Like, sorry, I like to eat. And I got like the hunger need to eat all the frickin' time, because this medication makes you hungry all the time. And it was a comforting thing as well. So like during Christmas time, obviously people were making cookies, and I was making sugar cookies. I made 4 batches and ate them all myself. There was a gingerbread house in the trash, and I went through the trash once at night to let Scully out to pee, and I ate the gingerbread house. Like, it got to the point where I was eating food out of the trash. Ew. The hair and me eating out of the trash. But like I told my doctor, I'm like, that's not normal. And he's like, okay, well, like, I can't really fix anything. Your psychiatrist has to do that. So now my doctor is kind of just like a regular GP, and then I have to actually go to the psychiatrist to change my medications, who, he doesn't listen to me. I hope he's not watching this. Like he would. But I gained weight, so I'm 5'2", and I gained probably a lot of weight. I can't, like, I don't know how much, but I knew that I weighed about 160. So 160 being 5'2" and a half, I looked totally different. Like, I actually had stomach fat, which I never had before. I always gained it in my legs, in my butt, but I gained stomach fat. I gained like a lot of face fat. I gained like arm fat, like everywhere. Like, my stomach was the main problem because I never had it, so it scared me. Like, I would try to cover it. I would wear like huge clothes. Like, all my clothes are huge because I was trying to cover it. But now, like, I've lost that. You'll get to that later, but it made me gain a lot of weight, which made me very self-conscious, and that medication made me kind of, I was myself during the end of the night, because I take my pills around 9 o'clock. So I was taking that around 9, but I would kind of like, while it was wearing off from during the day, I would feel like myself, I would feel lucid. I could be happy. I could have fun. I would want to stay up really late so I didn't have to take my pills because I knew the next day it would just be the same thing over and over again where I would be miserable. I couldn't leave the house. I was dizzy. I couldn't drive. Like I had so many countless like school doctor's notes saying that why I couldn't go into school and because of mental health. And that's almost just like mental health, really. Like that's the real problem. You can't get in for that. Literally, I went to school during a panic attack because I knew that I didn't want another doctor's note to give to my teacher. So I had an evidence exam and I went in and I did it. It was horrible. I was panicking the whole time. I was sweating. I could barely drive home. I did. I made it home. I was crying. It was a whole thing. Like it was horrible. So I said, please take me off of this. And I had been on it for a couple months or a few months. And I was like, I can't take this. The weight's making me feel horrible. Like I was trying to go to the gym, but I wasn't losing it because I was hungry every 5 seconds. So yeah, that's what I did. Is I asked the doctor, like the psychiatrist, change my medication, please. So he came up with the idea of doing Cipralex. So everyone had told me that I know that has anxiety and that's on it. Cipralex is great. Like it's awesome. You should go on it. I'm on it. Certain levels, certain doses is where I'm at, and you feel really good. You don't have any anxiety or any depression or anything like that. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. So I went on that probably starting March 2018, maybe. I don't know. It's all kind of a blur because I've been on so many right now. And my hair is literally... And Cipralex was okay. It's really hard for me to transition through medications because my body is so sensitive to it. So like I went into withdrawal from getting my wisdom teeth taken out and taking T1s or T3s for one day. My body was going in to like some toxic shock from going through that, and I took it for one day and it lasted a week. So my body is very sensitive to medication. So taking Cipralex, I was scared. I didn't want to change medication, and everyone I knew around me did not want me changing my medication because they were like, I don't want to deal with you around it because it's hard. I'm a lot. I want this. I don't want this. I want to see you. I don't want to see you. It was horrible. So I understood that, obviously, and I tried it. I'm still on it now currently, as it is. Today is the 22nd of September. I've been on it since then. I'm on the highest dose, so there's nothing that can go any higher because I tried yesterday going to the doctor and being like, please put me higher. I'm not getting any better. I'm having panic attacks in my sleep now. So see, the thing with anxiety is that's different for everyone. People may have panic attacks during the day. I used to get them during the day or at school or something like that. And I would need to lie down and on the cold bathroom floor. It always helps with a cold cloth on my forehead, and I just breathe it out, take an Ativan, I'm okay. A couple minutes later, I'm good. It used to knock me out for like literally 6 hours because I used to only take it a couple times a year. But now I had been taking it like every day. So it kind of takes it down, but not to the point where I'm like, my heartbeat isn't stopping. So isn't like slowing down. So right now I've been going through that, and I've been going through a lot of stuff. Just like I noticed with my anxiety and my mental health problems that I tend to have dwelling problems. Like I dwell on things, and yes, I know it's a thing. Like I know that's something I do because I've realized it. I dwell on the past. I dwell on things people have said. I dwell on things that I've said to people. I dwell on decisions I've made, decisions I should have made. And I don't want to get all emotional about this because recently I've been really emotional. Like everything kind of just triggers some sort of sadness somewhere deep in there that's been hiding for 10 years or so. And I'm trying to be good, but it's just like everything, it just feels like it's kind of going downhill. And yeah, it's rough. I currently don't eat a lot during the day. I eat a V8, like a small V8 can, just to get some sort of nutrients in there. Maybe I'll have like a Coke. I know it's not good. Like, God forbid, I know it's not good. Like a Coke, some crackers, like a granola bar, even if, like, especially if something happens, like I do something, I text someone something, I get a message, I watch a video, I hear something from a family member, I get more anxious. Like it literally ties knots in my stomach where I'm not eating, so I won't even eat that more. So like I won't eat much more. So I've only had a V8 today and it's already 1:14, so like PM. So that's all I can have probably for the next long time. And that's why if you saw my fridge, it just has V8s lined up, some drinks. Like I try to keep a little bit of snack food around the house in case I'm hungry. Like frozen food's good in case I'm hungry for that. I have a little bit of vegetables. Who knows if I'm gonna eat those? They always end up going back because I don't eat them. So with that, currently, with that whole problem of me being anxious and me worrying about what I say to people or worried about what people say to me, I take it very close to heart, and I take it like I don't mean to. Like, it really sucks. Like, I don't mean to do what I'm doing, but it just comes out no matter what, and I can't stop it. And I can't like apologize for it all the time because it keeps happening, and I keep doing things, and I keep making the same mistakes and saying the same things that are really hard. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I currently weigh about 120. So, God, I would put a photo in what I looked like when I was 160, but it was not pretty. I'm not saying if you're 160 and 5'2 and a half that you're overweight or like gross or ew, lose the weight. No, but mine was an extremely unhealthy reason. It was for my depression. I was eating and I was eating and I was eating, but then my depression now has stopped where I'm not eating. So it's literally cut it right off where I don't know if I'm controlling my food, because I'm not. I'm not like anorexic. I'm not choosing not to eat. My body is so torn up and like intertwined with itself where it's like you can't eat today. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, the only way I can eat is if it's really late at nighttime and I haven't eaten all day and I'm just starving. But yeah, and I'm anemic, so that doesn't help. That like I need red meat. I don't eat meat. Just, I'm not vegetarian or anything or vegan or anything. It's just I'm too lazy to do anything. I'm too lazy to pay my own bills. Like, this is what I'm trying to get across, is that mental illness is different for everyone, and mine in particular, if this is just like a forewarning for anyone around me who's interacted with me recently and is like, oh my goodness, they're crazy, like what is wrong with them? This is what's wrong. And I can't believe I'm actually saying this out loud, and I can't believe I'm actually telling people what is wrong with me, because I like to keep myself kind of in a box. Unless you're really close to me, I will tell you what's going on, but if you're not, kind of like, deal with how I am. I can either be really, really happy at work and like distracted and I'm not worrying about the things in daily life and I'm okay. But then when I come home, it's like everything comes at me at once and it's like laying on my chest and it's like, okay, I have to deal with this. I have to think about this. Like, I can't even listen to the radio. It's like every little piece of a sad song or something makes me think of something that's happened recently, and I have to turn the radio off. I literally listen to 50 Cent nonstop. I have 3 of his CDs in the car. I don't know if you could just let me spit, but I did. I listen to his CDs constantly. It kind of gets me out of the funk of these love songs and all this kind of stuff, and all these sad songs of people dying and who knows what. Like, it all dwells on me. And like a social worker, I'm going out to see people now because I know that I can't help myself with just me and me writing in like a diary or something. It's not working. So, as if you can see, my psoriasis I have psoriasis. My dad had it, which means I had a really good chance of getting it. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's plaque, and you get it when you're really stressed. So I'm extremely stressed out right now. It's on my mouth. Can't know if you can see it from that far. I don't really want to show it to you because it's really gross. But I'm getting plaques on my mouth, which I haven't had before, which means like I'm hella stressed. And it really sucks that I can't really do anything about it right now, and that no doctor can just fix me. Like, I just want to be fixed. So I try to go out and I try to go to stores and I try to do this and that and I try to do things that'll make me happy, but a lot of the times since I don't eat enough and since I'm depressed, I don't want to go out and I don't want to do that stuff because I know that I'm just going to be in a bad mood, or I'm just going to be like, oh, do I need to go out of the house? I can stay in the house all day, and then Scully's in the house all day, like my dog, so then she doesn't get outside, so I try to go out at night, but like, it's really hard. But yes, if you do have mental health, like, please try and go and talk to someone. Like, I know it's not easy. I've been dealing with it for half my life. I'm 22, so starting from the age of 11 is when it started. This is the only platform I think I'm going to be able to reach people on that I know and that I don't know. I don't even know who watches my videos, but I'm posting this on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever I can, just to show people that it's okay to not be normal. Like, it's okay to not feel like normal, but it's not okay to have the bad thoughts. It's not okay to not want to shower in the morning and not want to do things. Like, I'm trying to be able to do my schoolwork now. I'm trying to get that done. I'm trying to pay my bills on time. Just to get to the computer is super hard for me to do. Yet, like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I can't do that. Apparently I have deeper rooted problems from my past, like from my parents and stuff like that I haven't never talked about. And like, I have a fear of loss. So if I ever were to lose someone, even a friend, just like talking to them and they were gone, it like destroys me because I take it so personally and I dwell on it and I'm like, what did I do? What if I go back 5 months and I would have changed something? Like you start getting in that headspace of, I did something wrong, how can I fix this? But I can't fix this because it'll make it worse, because it'll make me sound crazy. Like I'm always worried that I sound crazy, but honestly, if you hear me in person and you just sit down and talk to me, I'm not. I really just want to talk to people. I really just want to, like, the interaction with others, so I'm distracted from my own problems right now. But I'm currently trying to get help for my like extreme anxiety right now and depression. So it's coming October, early October. I'm supposed to be talking to someone new or adding new medications to mine. Like I know medication isn't the answer to everyone and not everyone wants to go on medication. They want to try and do it on their own. I've tried to do it on my own and it doesn't work for me. It's just, I'm constantly in my head, like even sleeping now, I don't sleep well because I'm constantly thinking about what I said to someone. Did I hurt someone? Did I do something wrong? Like it's a constant worry that I hate having on me. Like people don't understand that I don't want to do this and that this isn't my choice. This just kind of is how I am right now, and until I can talk to someone and figure it out, I'm trying really hard not to be like that, and I'm trying really hard to be myself and to be happy. It's just not going so hot right now. But I don't want to tell you that there is a hope. I've seen it a couple times through my medication changes when I was lucid and I was okay and I was doing good. I have hope that like I will be okay. Obviously there is a rainbow at the end of the hurricane tunnel, whatever the saying is. She's really not having it. But yeah, I really hope you guys learn something and learn just to try and relax. Kealy. You try and talk to someone, you try and do the best that you can, because that's all that matters. As long as you're going for it and you're doing this on your own and just for yourself and not for anyone else, then that's the biggest thing to you, okay? Just please know that you're gonna be okay, know that you're worth it, know that you're meant to be okay. Like this is just a rocky path and you're gonna get over it. Fudge, that almost got me. I almost got myself for that. Just because I'm very emotional and I don't want to like just on you guys. Please stay strong. Please don't take anything I say like really hard or like really crazy. I'm just trying to get through what I'm doing right now, and it's really hard. Okay, like I mean really hard. I mean really hard. So please give this a thumbs up if you're watching this on somewhere you can give a thumbs up. Please leave a comment if you're struggling with something too. Make me feel a little less crazy and a little less alone. But I feel good talking to a camera at least, like not a person that's gonna judge me. Like I know like psychiatrists and therapists, they're not there to judge you, but sometimes they do, and I feel it, and of course me internalizing everything that everyone ever says to me, and I'll think about it for the next 8 months. I dwell on it. So I'm gonna try, this is why I'm happy talking to a camera, where it's someone else in their own safety of their own home watching something that may help them. But that is my story at this point. Maybe I'll update if and when hopefully it gets better. That's a lot off my chest and it feels really good. I hope the stress just goes away, and I hope I can be normal again and I can function normal and I can be just a good person again. Like, I'm sorry if I've ever hurt anyone, if I've ever said anything to you or anything like that. I'm sorry. I'm not in a great place. I'm getting better slowly, but like I need people to talk to, like my friends. I need friends. I need them to help me. I need them to tell me it's okay. I need them to tell me that things like this do happen, and things like this, I'll get over it, and we can get over it together. Like we can get over this together. So yeah, this is my short mental illness, mental health thing that I've been going through for a really long time. Getting on the open air kind of feels good, and yeah, you can hear my voice that it's like I want to cry, but I'm not gonna. You should see Skelly right now. She looks freaking hilarious. Oh, she's got a Yoda toy in her mouth. But yeah, with that, I'm gonna say goodbye, and I hope you guys don't think this is too long or too crazy or too out there or like, oh my god, you're so about yourself. I'm really not. I'm really just trying to help someone out there who feels somewhat like I do. So yeah, do whatever you can to help yourself. Get help, ask for help, do whatever you can. Just literally go for a walk. Just literally watch TV all day. Don't do that. Do that. If it's Netflix, do that. Watch The Fosters. I'll see you guys at some point in another video maybe, but for now, have a good one, and I hope you guys are doing